It's time for another PSA, a periodic strategic assessment as a public service announcement around potentially scary activity, but it's probably just silly assumptions. And now your hosts, Kai Noah and Kalani.
What's up, gangs?
Yo, gang.
Hey, following up from the last time we had this conversation, I just gotta ask because I think that's been one of the things, we see Aloha on so many things.
Oh, man, are you kidding me? I am so sick of walking into ABC stores in Waikiki and seeing Aloha plastered over all kinds of plastic implements that are going to end up in the bottom of the sea someday.
And used ever so loosely.
Oh, and loosely it is, right? Loosely it is, creating this impression. And it's so funny because concepts of the way of Aloha are deeply rooted in our relational capacity as a people. And it's been reduced to hello, goodbye, and I love you. What?
Yeah, so what happened to Aloha?
Yeah, I apparently it started making money. Right? If you stop and think about it, before Aloha was being capitalized on, before we started being paid dividends for both saying the word and acting out the actions that map onto the word, Aloha was actually not just free, it was given freely, and it was interacted on by the peoples and the families of this place. It reminds me of kokua, right? The strong back, the help that comes unasked for. So when the state goes, can you please kokua us on the sign? That's already not kokua. You're already asking for it. The idea of kokua is it's the help that comes unexpectedly, unasked for, and not asking for any repayment, but simply given because of Aloha, because of the way of Aloha. What I see today on Oahu is shootings, family suicides, huge houselessness. I don't want to call them homelessness. Hawaii is their home. But huge houselessness, strangers arriving here, demanding services, while local people are struggling every day. I'll tell you what I see. I see the poverty level at $92,000. Nobody I know in my circle in Hawaii is making $92,000. We're all living in poverty. And you know how we managed to survive and not move to Las Vegas? Aloha. The aloha that we have for each other. The sharing, the caring, the attending our land, growing our own food, caring for each other, right? Being involved with your community, moving forward for the sake of the children, right? Where is Aloha gone? I hope into our hearts, right? I hope into our mana, our manao. I hope into our na'au that we can feel that connection to the land still yet. Feel that foremost thing, that aloha, right? That breath of life. Tell you something that I always found interesting. My grandfather, he told me one time that alo, that what comes first is the ha, is that breath of life. He said, that ha is actually the last breath you take. That when the uhane returns to the great akua, so if you live your life with a sense of aloha, then you're living your life knowing that one day this comes to an end. Knowing that one day you will breathe your last breath. Now the real journey is, how are you serving other life before that last breath? What did you do? What is the meaning of your life? Right? My grandfather used to say, life is a mystery and then you die. There isn't anybody there to explain the meaning. Right? So if you don't make meaning out of your own life while you are here existing, there will be no answers for you at the transition point. So really inspect how you are, what it is you're doing, why it is you do it, and how you belong to your community. Because these are the things that matter. These are the things that create the aloha that we share, the compassion, the empathy, the respect. My grandfather also told me respect is always deserved, but it's rarely earned. Did you hear that, Governor?
Yeah, mahalo nui for sharing. So when it comes to, I hear some people say aloha is the key. But I'm always wondering, the key to what? Where are we going?
To apparently everything they locked up. Right? Apparently, all the goodwill, right? All the compassion, all the capacity that they locked up under lock and key for the uber rich, maybe that's what aloha is the key for. Maybe we need to free our hearts and minds and distribute our resources evenly. In that regard, if you stop and think about it, no one should be allowed to have $142 billion. No one. That's ridiculous. We ought to cut all of these people off at 2 billion. That's the most you can make. After 2 billion, we take all the rest of it for everybody else. I'm just saying, maybe it's because I'm not one of those guys with $2 billion.
Mahalo.
One thing I know for sure, $2 billion or $2, you cannot buy or sell aloha.
Aloha not for sale.
Not for sale.
Ao he pau ike, i ka halau ho o kahi,